Hello guys, let me introduce Yann with his awesome startup Educally. Yann, can you please tell our audience something about your application, about value that it can bring to audience?
Hello. Yes, we are concentrating on international student market. It's a really big industry where a lot of people are seeking studies abroad, and we're connecting those students they're interested in studies abroad with the providers, where they actually can search on our platform for the providers, get information about their courses, about their fees, and communicate with those providers they select. And once they select the provider, they can go through the enrollment process through our platform, fill out online forms, and got enrolled, admitted to their courses, and they can also go and talk to community of students they have already enrolled in the past. So they can talk about various things like visa, immigration processes, accommodation, jobs, if that's a part of their visa allowance. They can talk about travel issues, anything that it's related to the life abroad. So, and these students, they eventually become, they can make educated decision based on those information from the community. So how we structure ourselves that we get these students to sign up for free, and they basically go into the community, they discuss and find information, share the knowledge and share the experiences they have, and then basically they can get award for passing the information to other people in our Educally coin. So they can get value for their submissions, and eventually they can use the Educally coin, which is cryptocurrency, and they can use it for services that we provide through our platform.
That sounds perfect. Let's say I'm father of 17 years old daughter and I would like to find some good college for her abroad. What steps you expect from me to do to use your application, to use your platform?
We at the moment are catering for people over 18. The reason for that is it's a privacy and other issues. But let's say we be talking about the person 17 years old. You will have to sign up. You have to look for the provider that actually is in selected area. So you might, let's say, look for provider that it's based out of the United States. They have specific course in English, let's say, and you'll be looking for specific location, let's say San Jose. So you put all these filters into the search. You can also search by price per week, and then the system will give you results based on your filters that you applied. So you can go and start looking into the providers in sense of what's the feedback from the people they already been there. Is it a safe area? Would you like to have information about work, if that's allowed in the specific country? What are the living costs in that area? So you can basically make the educated guess again if it's valid to take this step. And then you can contact the education provider that you selected. So you can chat with them, send them email through our portal, and they will give you the information about the process of the admission, what are the requirements, the visa usually processes, and so forth. And once you decide that it's the right provider, they give you the right information, it's the area that you really would like to enroll your kids, then you sign up through the system, and then basically the whole process is finalized. You still become a part of you're still part of the system or the platform because you can share the information with the other people, or you can actually get an app for students where you can track your academic progress, you can track your attendance, fees they are payable, any other issues related to the studies or the life in the specific country.
Sounds good, but what makes you stay out of the crowd of agencies that provide the same service?
Well, we don't think that there is a platform that exists at the moment that will provide this specific information. There are competitors, there are usually agencies that brokers, they provide this information, but usually they have signed up only a handful of providers, education providers, and they usually offer very limited information for a specific area or specific nationality. So let's say the Europeans, they want to come in, so specific European country might be the target market. They put it in their language usually. So what we're doing is to have the platform filled in with all possible providers, education providers, for any nationality. So we have a feature where people can actually translate into their language. So if they English is not their first language, they can translate the whole page, and they're able to actually, again, communicate with people or read the information that's been already posted in the past. While we're different also that we provide all sorts of information about how to create resume, for example, for the specific country or specific industry. We help people to find jobs and accommodation. And we believe that the large community provide more information than a specific broker, that it's limited, or they limit themselves into specific market or specific nationality.
That sounds perfect. How you come up with this idea?
I've been in industry, education industry, international education industry for over 15 years. I've been managing an education provider in Australia for over 10 years now. I'm CEO of the company. And I also work with agents and a lot of students. I've seen over 10,000 students over the last 10 years. And we realized that the problem is that the information is scattered all over the place. So students can either go and communicate directly with the provider. They can find information on another platform about visa. They have to go to another platform to look for accommodation. They have to go to Facebook, let's say, to talk about in groups about a specific issue related to life in a country. So we realized that if we put all this together, it's going to be a platform they can put it and give the information back in one place. So engagement of the people is also very important because they can share the information. By sharing, they actually can generate the information that's valid, that's objective, because you can make the decision based on the people feedback rather than talk to specific provider or broker where they have at times might have commercial reasons for giving specific information. Or we know also that some of the education providers, they refuse or they hesitant to provide information about visas because it's very specific and tedious process, and it changes quite often, the immigration policy, so the information might be outdated or inaccurate and might lead to visa refusal. Therefore, they don't support this process and people have to go and start looking somewhere else. So if they find it everything together in our platform, they'll be able to actually get all the information about international education in one-stop shop, basically, for international education. On top of that, we have the experience from the education, managing the education provider. So we know about the processes, and a lot of education providers, they still use outdated processes, I would call it. Paper applications, manual entries, Excel spreadsheets. So we have created a portfolio of tools where the providers can utilize our online enrollment form. They can sign up the students to timetables, assign the trainers. They can also track their attendance, academic progress through the platform. So there are a whole suite of resources that we already have working to save money for these providers from the start when they start talking to the potential client up to the end of their whole life cycle.
That sounds perfect. So my question, who pays you? What is the monetization model for your business?
Yeah, well, it's the industry works that the providers basically will pay for advertising with us, so that's the marketing cost they will incur, and they will pay us for commission for enrollment of the client. So what we do, we expose their courses, their programs, they set up the information about the courses, the pricing and anything that's related, the requirements for the entry, and basically once we find a client for them, they will pay us commission based on the sales.
So in this case, I see no difference between you and brokers. Why you think you're better? Why you think your customers can get better experience for using your application?
Yes, we believe that because we're going to target larger audience and we have these additional tools, that people will be actually going to platform to look for the information, because this is something that's very important. The second thing is we're going to be basing our commission on lower fees, where we provide large exposure of the courses, and the providers, they will pay the marketing fee. They will have to pay regardless if they go through us or if they send their sales staff to participate on any seminars or presentation or expos. So the fees will be lower for them. They will get larger exposure with us. They pay less commission, and they have also the suite of tools that they can utilize to actually fast track the process and save money on the administration.
That's good. That's interesting. How many people currently work with you on your company?
At the moment, we have a staff of about 8 people. We have 4 developers, designer, I'm a CEO, marketing director, and also we have 2 people, they do sales advisors. So it's about right. And we looking at the moment increasing obviously the staff for marketing, sales, and the tech development.
Sounds good. What brought you here? Why you are on SVOD conference?
Well, we've been looking for what's happening in Silicon Valley because that's the place to go. That's what I've been hearing. And we found out that the Silicon Valley, the SWOT conference is one of the most popular, the best places to actually go and start. So we decided to actually participate, show our product here, get feedback, because all the questions here are valid. And obviously, we also see that people asking us different questions that people from the industry that we are in. So I think it was very interesting to take this step and important for us to get the feedback, see if we're doing the right thing, and we believe we do. And basically from here we're looking to move forward and grow the platform.
Are you looking for money like round A or something like that?
We already had angel funding that was basically used for the development of the product. So we had tested, the demo is working. We had few organizations actually using it in live, education providers. We have also a base of people, they actually on invitation only, they use the platform to actually test it. And so it's all been done, and now we're looking for serious seed funding to actually really take it up and make it big.
Sounds good. I wish you to become big as soon as possible. Thank you very much. Yeah. Thank you.